They're banned.
It's gonna blow you away, guys. Thank you for being here for the very first performance of Torchcrest Theater.
Great name.
First one of many, I hope. I'm going to do a quick background. We haven't had a theater space on the island since 1992. Well, no, I'm sorry. I believe it was 97 that Richter's pole barn kind of went away.
Became a logging place.
It did, yeah, showpiece, man. Anyways, the very first performance of Positivity Pole Barn Playhouse, which you'll note the name Positivity, which is my children's theater, that's where it started, was in November 13th, 1992. We played to a full house. The name of the show is called Kai Mania 92. I was a friend of Richter's, Richter Hartig, who happens to be the son of Ed Hartig and Marilyn Hartig, who we were doing this performance for. Ed wrote this play, as you all know, along with his friends John Greeley and Steve Solberg. So it's kind of this full circle. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, tonight's performance is all donations for Ed and Marilyn because of their tragedy losing their home. I don't like to do theater necessarily in that way, but you know what? Sometimes things just present themselves. Ed and I, he had talked to me 2 years ago about directing this play. I was like, yeah, sure. And I read it. I actually saw this play in 1983. So this is the 30th anniversary of Whoresan. And so he was really excited when I said this summer. I said, okay, Ed, this is the summer. I'm going to do it. I promise. And that was the promise, and I am fulfilling my promise to Ed. Bless his heart. He's doing all right, you know. He's with us. Let's just say that. He is with us in spirit. He is with us in this earth, and we are thankful for that. And hopefully he will come back to write a few more of these illustrious words we're about to hear. Please turn off your cell phones. I want you to know that Whoresan Crawl is actually funny. You are allowed to laugh. It's or cry, exactly. Whatever you feel is necessary at that moment, in that moment. I'm really happy to have you all here. This is a big deal because this is literally, first performance. And Lester for providing this beautiful space. How lucky are we to have this? And when the lights come up, you're going to get a better view. To your right, there is a mural on the wall that Chris Douglas has painted, and it's beautiful. Okay, without any further ado, enjoy Whoresan Crawl.
have just heard Off Pond or Temple Saint from the Pearl Fishers by Gazette. I'm Nigel Hawthorne, and now the news. Hundreds of helpless Israeli civilians are fleeing the latest shelling of the Golan Heights, scene of last week's mass murder of the Druze-aligned Palestinian sympathizers, said to be a reactionary faction of Muslim Shiites who had voluntarily interned themselves at a Christian indoctrination camp.
Jews, the Arabs, the Christians, the Arabs, the Jews, the Christians, guns, bombs.
Shut up, I want to hear the news.
And while deadly dioxin contamination continues to spread and has been found in samples of Jell-O, cottage cheese, mashed potatoes from dozens of hospitals in the Midwest, AMA spokesman Dr. Middlefield Love has said that...
I hate it!
And while hospital practices are coming under the gun, more and more Americans appear to be taking to the gun as suicides continue to climb at an unprecedented rate.
Stop it, turn that shit off!
Authorities blame double-digit unemployment, rekindled inflation, racial inequities, confiscatory interest rates, the breakdown of the nuclear family, television, violence, disenchantment with the government, extortionary medical costs, crowding, environmental and noise pollutions, electromagnetic pollution, ionic imbalances caused by acid rain, synthetic hormones in meat, and the fear that the communists will be coming through the windows.
Jesus Christ! Guns, bombs, war! I can't take it anymore! Damn you! Damn all of you!
I want to hear the news. There's supposed to be something new on AIDS tonight. They found out it's linked to radon gas seepage in basements.
What if I should die tonight? Would not the sun still rise? Would not the market still open? Would not the world still spin without a halt? You probably wouldn't care. Ladislaus the Stairshik is dead. So what? But if you should die tonight, the sun would not still rise, would it?
I want to hear the news, you asshole.
The volume, the prices were the biggest, the best, the fastest, the closest, the hippest, right here, the furniture can.
I want you guys to watch me when I do it tonight.
Isn't there enough destruction and death already? You heard the news.
You call this death? Scattered images of tomorrow's forgotten? Oh, that's not it at all. Jesus. Broken mirrors? I don't know. Jesus Christ. Bellowing half-humans. Bury me. I rip my intestines with sanguine eyes. Bury me in the bowels of society's fame. Shame. Never, never I stand against your glittering hypocrisy.
Suicide. Ladislausville.
Jesus.
Take number 104.
Guy sure can turn a line though, can't he? Just tosses him right up the top of his head.
John, let's try to cheer him up. Quick, do your Elvis imitation. John, or Ladislaw, would you like to hear John do his Elvis?
Whatever.
Do you miss me tonight? Are you lonesome tonight? Are you sorry we drifted apart?
None of that shit either. Jesus.
All right, well, how about this one then?
Treat me like a fool, treat me mean and cruel, but love me. I'll break my faithful heart, break it all apart, but love me. I'm begging on my knees, baby, baby, please
He's taunting me
love
again.
me.
Mocking me on my suicide night.
Oh, I'm gonna kill myself. Tonight's the night. They took away my food stamps. I've got hemorrhoids. They turned off my tab at the liquor store. The misunderstood genius. Well, I'm tired of it. I don't care about your pissant problems, Ladislaw.
For God's sakes, John, don't ride him.
Hell, he's just acting.
Dude, he's not acting, man. Look, he's serious.
Christ, he has never put real bullets in there before. I'm getting the hell out of here.
What are you talking about? We agreed that we'd get a book out of him tonight, once and for all. You said he's a genius, and he's our buddy. We can't just leave him.
Anesthesia, do I hear your call?
When people talk about committing suicide, they mean it, John.
No. He's Looney Tunes. He's dangerous. Did you see the way he was just waving that hog leg around? He could take out one of us for the fun of it.
But this is a real opportunity. You know he's at his best when he's at his worst. What we have here is a literary maniac, a genuine proletarian word grinder. We've been talking about doing a book of his stuff for years. Let's do it.
Yeah, but I want it to be my words, my thoughts.
John, neither of us will ever be a Samuel Johnson. But at least we can be good Boswells. We may never get another chance.
My comparative symbolism class meets at 8:06 tomorrow. The suffering artist shtick is dead.
We can bring it back.
And I'm getting another one of my goddamn fucking viruses. God!
Hey, go get me some cigarettes and some wine, and don't forget the kale pectate.
Yeah, who's gonna pay for it, Ladislaw?
The check is in the mail.
Fuck you, what check?
The check, goddamn it. Well, here it is, my suicide night. You're arguing with me over a few goddamn dimes?
John, you don't know how to talk. You needle him too much. Let me do it. I know how to handle the guy. Here, does this make you feel any better?
You really think anything we do is gonna make one bit of difference? In a month or two, he'll be right back in the black hole of Calcutta.
But at least we'll have a book.
Hey, Greenlee, go get me some fucking cigarettes.
Yeah, who's gonna pay for it, Ladislaw?
God's sakes, John, don't reg him now.
Well, why'd you go see that little whore, Christy? She still owes me some money.
Ladislaw, I'd appreciate it if you didn't call Christy a whore.
Really?
You bloated douchebag!
Come on now, Greenlee. Go get me some fucking cigarettes and some...
What the hell is that?
Doty! D-H-O-T-I. My body, it fouled me. I didn't have any underwear. What did you expect, a fucking leisure suit? Jesus Christ, I'll give you some wine and cigarettes. Don't forget the Copectic. Come on, go!
For Christ's
Go!
sake, a guy comes out wearing a diaper, you say something and he takes umbrage. I don't suppose you got a buck or two to help pay for it.
It's fine, John. Just go, will ya?
Yeah, sure, fine, I'm going. If Steve will change your diaper for you, Ladislaw, you better get used to it. You gotta have the girls in the building.
Just go, damn it, will you, John? You know, that fucking Greeley's got a lot of nerve riding me. When he still owes me a couple bills from last year. But Greeley and I were talking, and we think it's about time your words are known to the public. You know, Ladislaw, art, like religion, can be a viable alternative to suicide.
Yes, shit.
No, I mean it, Ladislaw. The public really goes for that gross stuff these days.
Well, oh, hell, just give me some used tampons to chew on.
No. Ladislaw, when you speak, it's poetry. It comes flowing out of your mouth. It's automatic, like other people breathe. All we have to do is write down what you're saying and work on it a little bit.
My birds are free, like the birds are free. What do you want me to do? Tie strings around their little feet and haul them back down and say, come here, you little bastards, I want to rearrange your beak.
Yeah. You sure know a lot about freedom, don't you, Ladislaw?
Freedom to me is going to Crete on a papyrus boat. Me, the boat, the waves.
Ah, the old papyrus boat to Crete. Meanwhile, you're sitting in this shitty old room. Why don't you ever pick up anything? You're sitting all alone in this shithole, and you're alone with nobody to bounce your ideas off. You gotta get out. You gotta express yourself. You're all alone with no one to bounce your ideas off of.
I wasn't lonely 2 weeks ago.
What?
Remember Freddie, my cat?
Ah, Jesus, man. I said I'm sorry. I didn't see the little bastard when I backed up. How the hell do you think I feel? Every night I hear that popping sound. Believe me, Ladislaw, it hurt me more than it hurt you.
Well, how do you think poor Freddie felt?
Man, don't keep harping on that same tune, will ya?
Oh, don't get so strung out. Maybe you improved him. I could use him as a sail cat. Well, there you see, lying, drying, flattened almost to 2 dimensions. I could pick him up. If I could find him, give him a fling. He flies pretty good sometimes. Fuck, oh, here it is. There he is, flying almost to 2 dimensions. Give him a fling, he flies pretty good sometimes.
I don't know if you're being sarcastic or what. I can never tell. But look what you've done there. You've taken this grim situation, a terrible thing, and you've applied your mind to it, and you've turned it into art. Don't you see, Ladislaw? Your life is your art, and your art is your life.
Oh.
Imitate each other.
Trying to go one up on Oscar Wilde, huh? I'll tell you something else Oscar Wilde said. The only thing worse than love is friendship that lasts longer.
Ah, thanks a lot, Ladislaw. But don't you see? Some of the greatest artistic masterpieces have been created on the basis of suffering. Guernica, Beethoven's Ninth, Dante's Inferno. Don't you realize That suffering is the stage that muses dance across?
Suffering? My God, suffering. Let me tell you about suffering. My stomach's exploding. I've had nonstop diarrhea for a month. My body betrays me. My elbow hurts, my knees crinkle, my ankles swell up. How do you think it feels to have a perpetual stiff neck and a fucking bad back? Oh God, now my dentist tells me I need dentures, you know, clackety clack clack. Crap! I don't need your wheedling tribute to the dancing muses. Your fucking things from the netherworld can find some other vehicle for their grim melodramas.
Come on, Ladislav. What's really bothering you? What's eating you?
What's bothering me? Fuck! I tell you all that, and you ask me what's bothering me? I'm fat! Fat!
There you go. That's a poem right there. Right there, that's a poem. Fat. I'm fat. I'll just write that down. See, now look, you're only talking about yourself. Why don't you say something about nature, about the deserts or the oceans?
Oh, a little peon to our rapidly vanishing cetaceans, huh? Whales riding on the beach, their heads so large you can live in them. Let's all live in them, I say. They haven't long to live anyway.
Do you see what you've just done there? In 3 deft sentences, you've taken the very symbol of the ecological movement and shown how the grim underbelly is ironically related to man's selfish, short-sighted... Look, this doesn't hurt at all when I write it down, does it?
Where's that lackey of mine? Where's the wine?
Will there be anything more you'll be needing this evening, Your Highness?
Winston's? And I asked for Marlboro. Fuck it, I said 2 packs.
I thought you said Winston's. He said Winston's, didn't he?
And screw top wine?
Well, fuck you. It's always been good enough before. Where does the money come from, huh?
Here it is, my suicide party. You bring me some fucking weak-kneed cigarettes, some fucking screw top wine, and... Well, at least you got the right type of shit stop.
Ladislav, I see what I'm getting at, don't you?
No.
Look, you got no reason to off yourself. You got so much going for yourself. Even if you must blow yourself away, why don't you leave something behind? Why don't you do what Lao Tzu did? When Lao Tzu was going off to die, he left 81 poems, and those poems have inspired people down through the ages. They've become the Taoist religion. You can do the same thing. If you're going to kill yourself anyways, why not leave a piece of your mind behind?
Only thing I'm leaving behind is a pizza on the wall when I pull this trigger. I have no wisdom to impart. Beat. I'm bored. I get up and count my changes from channels 8 to 9. Rockefeller points his finger at my spine. Maybe I scrape the paint on the fridge, make a sandwich, put my head in the oven, remembering wisdom is the carrying of a frog.
He's saying that a frog, a little hopping creature, is a metaphor for the cyclical patterns of nature. Don't you see? And that by carrying the frog, i.e. transcending the vicissitudes of these natural cycles, one can obtain wisdom.
Ladislav, the best thing I've done in the past 5 years was a feature story on a girls' soccer team from Oslo, Norway. You don't know how I longed for those days of existential anguish, of intellectual ferment. And what about you, John? When was the last time you did anything really artistic?
Well, 2 years ago I had an article published by Robert Lowe.
No, I'm talking about creativity, about art, John. Genuine artistic expression, poetry.
I haven't written a poem worth of shit in 15 years. And don't ask me about my novel. Every time I phone my agent, he calls me Dong. Now he says he's going off to Europe for a year.
If you're happy with it, then it's a good book, isn't it?
I thought so, pretty polished. And then my agent phones and says he's sending it back for revisions. And I wait for months and finally get a script in the mail from some guy in New Orleans.
Ah, are there any Hemingways in the house? No? Just an aging, pretentious fraud or two?
Ah! Now look it. Ladislav, all you have to do is talk. And John and I will put everything down. We'll write down everything. We'll take care of the editing. We'll do everything.
No. If I do a book with you pukes, There's no editing, no changes of any kind. It's my book.
Oh, come on, Ladislaw. You're taking the position of a solipsist. You're just being a goddamn megalomaniac.
John, why do you insist on ridiculing him?
Because he's being ridiculous.
Put us in charge of the details. The drudgery. Let your mind fly. The glory will be all yours. We'll split the money 50-50.
No. I said when I do a book with you pukes, there'll be no changes, no editing of any kind. It's my book. That makes you guys disciples. Slaves! I can stick hoses up your asses if I want.
All we want to do is make some corrections. Add a line or two here and there to clarify.
What, are you fucking crazy? No fucking way.
Fine. No corrections. No editing.
Pull the trigger. Go ahead, pull the trigger, I say. And end this senseless tragedy that has, alas, with the passage of time, become a comedy.
John, you fucking bastard. For the sake of the art or the money, well then just for my sake, would you once in your childish, perverse, self-centered life do something because it's good for somebody else?
I told you I have a virus and an intestinal infection. There's mold all over this place, and I could get cytomegalovirus and have an allergic reaction.
When don't you have a virus? When don't you have a sinus? I hear the name John Greeley, and sometimes, I know you'll probably want to lay one into me for this, John, but sometimes all I can think of is a lot of farting, gagging, and spitting.
So I'm sick a lot. Some people are sensitive. I had my adenoids and tonsils out when I was a kid. The doctors fucked me up. Then they gave me steroids for my allergies, and now I get viruses all the time.
Old Greek women, hay fever, allergies. All I'm doing here is boosting out a handful of brains when I pull the trigger.
You know, look, that last poem was good. I understand. But maybe we could lighten it up a little bit. Maybe you could give us something for posterity. Maybe something for the children.
Oh, something for the kiddies, huh? Make love, make war.
Make love? Make war?
Fucking and fighting to the death.
Yeah, but I think that's wrong. I don't think we should be saying that.
It's so powerful. But will it shake the bucks out of the tree? Ladislaw, maybe you could tone it down a little bit. I think it's a mistake to identify with war.
Oh, you're afraid of a little mistaken identity, are you? Have you ever seen a spittle sizzles on open fire? Semen in a frying pan? Scrape the sediment and analyze. There is no sperm in spit, asshole.
John, can you imagine how that would look on the printed page? It would leap up at you. It's a poem of involvement, John. This man will not let the reader idly thumb through.
You're right. It demands a defensive posture on the part of the reader and transmogrifies a crudely insulting statement into a comical absurdity that just throws the reader back on his own resources. Brilliant, Ladislaw.
All right, Hawk, you're hot now. Let's hit some big things. The cosmos. We might actually sell a couple thousand copies of this book. You might make enough to get that damn papyrus book you're always talking about.
Oh, you want me to intone a little Carl Sagan bourgeois? Is that it? 4-billion-year-old eye winking through the longest telescope. The marvel that it is. Don't just do something, Buddha people. Stand there and wink back. It is always galactic night, and we are ancient lovers.
That's a reflection, an allusion to the Gautama Buddha who said, don't just do something, stand there. It's an illustration of the unity, of the near and the far, of the ego and the transpersonal.
Yes, and you've shown something of the beauty of the world we live in. You've embraced the universe in that simple statement.
You guys have hot cow manure for brains. Jesus.
No, Ladislaw. Believe me, have you ever seen the sun setting in the polluted sky? It's beautiful, man. Nature turns its ugliness into beauty.
My God, the birds flying in that sky are dying in that sky. PCBs, dioxides, carbon monoxide. Now the ozone's going because of spray cans. Fucking spray cans. Can you believe it? Fucking A, try it.
Okay, I'll grant it. Both layers go on. There's PCBs, there's dioxins, governments are falling, families coming apart, religion is going to hell. But in all this destruction, in all this horror and mayhem, there's one thing that will outlast ages, and that is art. Don't you see that?
Ha! No. Robert Frost? He's worth a shit, too.
Yeah, say something about Robert Frost.
Something there is that doesn't love a wall. I'll tell you something it isn't. You're dead. You can't write poetry. You can't stop on some roadside on some starry night. You're dead. Just like J. Lee Cooper, Lee J. Cobb, Dizzy Dean, and Dan Blocker. You're dead.
Punk talk, pure and simple.
That's hard-hitting, an original technique that combines pedestrian personalities with...
You're too
It's got a jazz feel to it. Frost, Cobb, Blocker, Dean.
Yes, what he just said in that poem is what I've been trying to say in my poetry criticism for years. That poetry is not just the words of dead men. It is the living spirit, the anguish. It's as if his mind were a pool of archetypal images and ideas that arise spontaneously without conscious intervention. A melange of cultural cross currents and unconventional combinations.
How does he do it?